Mid-Missouri Cyber Crimes Task Force is now getting the funding it needs to fight cyber sex crimes over the next year. Good evening, I'm Joey Parker.
And I'm Marissa Holloway. Governor Nixon recently released $1.5 million to 13 similar programs in Missouri. ABC 17's Lindsay Burning joins us now. And Lindsay, the Boone County agency tells you this comes as a relief.
Yes, it does, Marissa. Last fiscal year, the Boone County Cyber Crimes Task Force had to wait 8 to 9 months before the governor released its funding. Last October, Sheriff Dwayne Carey even told me if the grant wasn't released, the task force would most likely be shut down. But that's no longer a worry for the task force this fiscal year, since it recently received more than $141,000 from the state.
I'm tickled pink that it's well on its way and we don't have to worry about, trying to figure out how we're going to balance this out to make it work until the funding is released.
The Cyber Crimes Task Force investigates internet-related crimes, especially those exploiting children. Last year, the task force had to use money from open positions in the Corrections Department to keep it afloat. Detective Tracy Perkins says the delay of state funds set back the team's progress.
Since I had 2 new folks under my belt to train, I couldn't send them to any training. So we were just kind of at a standstill. I mean, everything was kind of in a halt.
The grant money pays for the salaries and benefits of 3 full-time employees and a part-time employee, plus some training, supplies, and licensing fees. But Perkins says the task force is still about $20,000 short. She says the governor has released the same amount of money to cyber crimes task forces statewide since 2007, but it's not quite keeping up the current needs.
We're seeing a problem with the funding of 1.5 because of the factors of cost of living will always continue to increase, benefits will always continue to increase, and so they're not able to sometimes be able to support all that.
So what does the $20,000 shortfall mean for the task force this year?
We're going to see a shortfall on training, and in this field, training is a must.
Perkins tells me the last few years the task force has relied on private donations to buy things the grant doesn't cover, like ink cartridges and undercover cell phone minutes. But she tells me so far this fiscal year, things look good for the task force. It's already made 6 to 7 arrests in the first quarter.
Thanks, Lindsay. The task force covers 7 counties in mid-Missouri.